architecture can kind of actively and powerfully influence the well-being of a city, a whole city. The entire LAPD facilities were being overhauled, all downtown. There was a lot of outcry against the project. What, you want to put a police parking garage here? Are you out of your minds? This is supposed to be a park and blah, blah, you know. And I mean, frankly, we totally sympathize with these sentiments, you know. It's like, yes, we're putting a concrete bunker in your neighborhood. It's, you know, but so how do you deal with that? So how do you take this big concrete box and do something with it? You know, John likes to call it like a set of new clothes, you know, that you can take on and take off. I think that green mesh is more sort of a reference to the general greening of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles. And then, of course, for the LAPD, the idea was also just to create a lantern, a public lantern. So at nighttime, you can really see that building. You know, it really does cast this glow. Well-designed spaces will probably encourage interaction and creativity. They can inspire. Good spaces are important to physical and mental health. I mean, that's just kind of fundamental. So, you know, the effects of intelligent design around you are boundless. I mean, there's just so much that it can give you. The LA Design Center, the client for that project is a Mexican immigrant who lived in South LA, grew up there, and learned the kind of furniture trade. South LA, surprisingly, was like the home to the second largest furniture manufacturing hub in the US. So in this depressed, very depressed, kind of scary part of town was this thriving furniture manufacturing business. So he decided to put his headquarters there and create this sort of showroom facility, kind of in a way to give back to this neighborhood. The neighborhood became really important, and our design sort of reflects that by not trying to hide the existing buildings that are there when we transform them. What we really did was just kind of like drape these materials over them, but they sort of have a sense of impermanence about them. They sort of sit lightly on the existing buildings. And that kind of, for us, was like saying, we respect this building stock that exists here. We respect this neighborhood. Cisco, our client, did not want to put a fence or a gate up along the street. But that's just like suicide in that. It's actually suicide in any neighborhood. So that project has been around for 7 years, and nobody's ever really vandalized it. I mean, you know, once in a while somebody comes along and sprays a little bit of something, but in general, nobody's broken in, nobody's, you know, and people wander in off the street and just kind of hang out sometimes, and it's been a real success in the way it's interacted with the neighborhood.